inspiration can come from many different ways, but one obvious way is when you find an ingredient at a good price. And so today I got my hands on a really good deal for oxtail. Now, of course, oxtail isn't really oxtail anymore, it's beef tail. And but regardless, it's delicious and it transforms into some beautiful different dishes. We're gonna braise it off and we're gonna make a beautiful tagliatelle with a wonderful oxtail ragu. Now, one time oxtail would have been considered a kind of a lower quality ingredient, but by today's standard, actually we really see the value in it. It's full of connective tissue, which equals flavor that cooks down into a really nice kind of gelatinous texture, which gives your sauce a real nice richness to it. So we're gonna get these seasoned up with salt and pepper. And we'll flip them over and do the same on the other side. And also a little bit of oil, which will speed up the caramelization that we're looking for. So we're going to get these into a 425 degree oven, and we're going to watch them and flip them periodically so we get a nice color on them. And while our oxtail are in the oven, we're going to organize some aromatics, aka some flavorful vegetables. We have some carrots, we have some garlic, celery, onions, and whatever herbs you happen to have on hand. Now, I have sage today. Perfect option would be thyme or rosemary or a little bit of all of that. I'm using the sage because that's what I have on hand. We're just going to cut these kind of rough chop, and they'll add a wonderful flavor to our sauce. So there's our aromatics ready to go. And then the other things we want to organize while our oxtail are in the oven, you want to organize some red wine, some beef stock, and some canned diced tomatoes. As you can see, we've got some great color on our oxtail. Now we're going to go ahead and add our mirepoix to that. And we'll give them a flip before we get them back into the oven. All right, so this looks really, really good. Of course, our vegetables, I call them aromatics, and the reason, of course, is that right now they're very aromatic once you heat those up and cook them a bit. And of course, our oxtail looks really, really good. So we're gonna actually add to this right now beef broth, and we're gonna add some red wine and some canned diced tomatoes. And this is going to go back into a 300 degree oven for about 2 to 3 hours until the meat is falling off the bones. Once the meat is tender, cool slightly before removing the meat from the bones. This works best to do when the meat is still warm. Okay, so we have our oxtail meat that we have chilled, and as you can see, it's still kind of chunky, so I'm going to chop it up just a little bit to go into our pasta sauce. And this is our braising liquid, which is going to become our pasta sauce. And just to give you an idea of how beautifully rich and gelatinous this is, that's our pasta sauce. And that's not frozen, that's just chilled. And the great thing about chilling it down is it gives you a chance to defat it. So that is going to go into the compost. Add your tagliatelle to a pot of salted boiling water. Reheat the braising liquid in a pan along with the separated meat that you have chopped. Once the pasta is al dente, reserve 1 cup of the cooking water before draining. Add the pasta to the sauce and meat pan, tossing well until everything is combined. The noodles should be nicely coated. Add additional water as needed. Now dig in and love your life.